Greetings to all. It's my pleasure to be back with you for my weekly Journeys and Insights update. It's been a busy time since we were last together, with no sign of let-up in the coming days. I hope everyone had a restful holiday this past Monday when we honored Indigenous Peoples of the Americas, as well as the commemoration of Christopher Columbus's voyage to the New World. It's an example of how we have evolved in our understanding of both history and the individuals who were responsible for the making of that history. This celebration, in particular, has been the occasion of intense debate and strong emotions. As a people of faith, we know that we are forever on a journey toward holiness for sure, but also in our understanding of the Scriptures, the traditions of our Catholic faith that have formed us, and the teachings of the Church which guide us in making sense of issues we confront in society, in our communities, and at home. As disciples of Jesus Christ, we're called to be engaged in what's going on around us and to be inquisitive. It's then our obligation, but also our challenge, to consider those broader issues that define our secular interactions through the lens of faith and through the mandates of the gospel. We need to demonstrate the ability to listen well, to hear differing points of view, to consider and to be sensitive to experiences very different from our own, to weigh what matters and what doesn't necessarily matter at all. And of course, it requires keen discernment as well as humility. But in all things, we must demonstrate charity toward one another and an inclination to come to mutual understanding and acceptance. The fact is, we can and should be resolute in our beliefs and in principles that guide our worldview. And yet, we can also be empathetic toward others whose worldview is very different from our own. In this coming Sunday's Gospel, we have one of the Lord's central teachings about discipleship. James and John approach the Lord and ask that they be allowed to sit at his right and left when Jesus comes into his full glory. They likely got an answer they weren't expecting. Jesus puts them in their place, as it were, reminding them that whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. It's certainly a lesson in humility, but also a reminder of the high stakes of discipleship, the requirement to put ourselves at the disposal of others and ultimately to be constantly in service to others. This week, we look forward to the start of the Universal Synod that Pope Francis has announced and which begins this Sunday and extends for the next 2 years. The theme is communion, participation, and mission. We here in Buffalo should identify, especially with this emphasis, as it reflects so well our road to renewal that we're engaged with. Pope Francis invites the entire Church to reflect on a theme that is central to its life and mission, recognizing that this is a journey that entails reflecting together on where we've come from, where we are, and where we're headed as a church. This act of journeying together is in fact what most reflects the true nature of the Church as the pilgrim and missionary people of God. Stay tuned. You'll be hearing a great deal more about this in the coming days in your parish communities and from me. I hope you're having a good week and staying above all well and safe as we continue to confront the severe threat of the ongoing pandemic. I know we're all weary and eager to put this behind us, but it's important to remain diligent for the sake of those most vulnerable as well as our own well-being. Know always of my prayers for you and your needs, as I ask that you also remember me in your own. May our good and gracious Lord bless you and all those whom you love. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.